Welcome back to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Siobhan Gobin. The segment is sponsored by TravelSpan Vacations. Jamaica says it is confident the island will start to see economic growth as it implements the multi-million economic reform program with assistance from the International Monetary Fund. Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips is urging citizens to support the ERP, which aims to reduce the country's debt and set a platform for growth. He told a Manchester Chamber of Commerce Biz Clinic 2013 forum recently that while the program's implementation was a prerequisite for concluding the new $932.3 million four-year IMF extended fund facility, it is also a requirement for us to put our economy on a firm footing to achieve sustained levels of growth, he says. The four-year EFF forms a critical part of a total funding package of $2 billion from Jamaica's multilateral partners, including the World Bank and the Inter-American Development Bank, with each having preliminarily agreed to allocate $510 million over the next 4 years. The program aims to reduce Jamaica's debt from the current 145% of gross domestic product to 96% by 2020. Among the components of the ERP include the attainment of a 7.5% primary budgetary surplus target, implementation of a national debt exchange program, tax reform, and public sector reform, restructuring of salaries to reduce ratio to the GDP from 10.6% as at March 31, 2013 to 9% by 2015 to 2016. Phillips said that there is a tendency on the part of commentators to associate the program solely with the EFF, indicating that whether or not there was an agreement, we need these economic reforms primarily because we have an unsustainable level of public debt. He goes on to say it is true that the pain generally comes before the gain, and we are in a period now where the stresses are being felt. But it is the case that we can see the prospects of the growth, which is the focus of the entire program, he says. Government will not adopt any short, sharp response to the challenges being faced by the Barbados economy. This assurance came from Prime Minister Freundel Stuart as he addressed a special expanded meeting of the Subcommittee of the Social Partnership where the Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs and officers from that ministry presented some of the options being considered to help the country reduce its deficit and increase revenue. Stewart told the gathering, and I quote, "I am not reckless. We will make the decisions we have to make, but within the context of proper consultation, taking into account the vulnerabilities of our households, the fragility of our businesses, and of course the challenges faced by the government in terms of the need to provide certain basic amenities in the areas of health, education, sanitation, water, law and order, and so on for the people of this country." The Prime Minister stressed that householders in Barbados are aware of what is happening in economies across the world. Stewart reassured those present that government is viewing the challenges. He insisted that the measures outlined by the officials of the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs earlier were just proposals for the time being. The Prime Minister promised that the consultation process would continue until there was a conclusion that would be satisfactory to all of the social partners. The executive director of the New York-based Avon Guide Institute, Daniel Levine, is to advise Caribbean tourism players on how to deliver more perfect visitor experiences as he delivers the keynote address at the State of the Industry Conference, which takes place in Martinique in October. The conference, organized by the Barbados-based Caribbean Tourism Organization in conjunction with the Martinique Tourism Bureau, will be held from October 15 to the 18th and is expected to be attended by various tourism stakeholders. It will be preceded by a series of business meetings, including the meetings of the Board of Directors and the Council of Ministers and Commissioners of Tourism. The CTO said that Levine, described as an international trends consultant, will speak on the topic, delivering more perfect visitor experiences. SOTIC is the Caribbean's leading tourism conference, bringing together decision makers from the public and private sectors, academics, travel professionals, and journalists from the region and around the world. IT specialist Mr. Oliver Lewis, 34, of Guyana, will return to the magistrate court in September for hearing in a sexual assault matter involving a minor. Lewis, who is also a resident of Lambert Estate, was charged with 8 counts of indecency with a child below the age of 14 years when he appeared before the magistrate court on June 21st. The acts allegedly occurred between April and June of 2013. When the matter was called on July 19th, Senior Crown Counsel Sarah Benjamin told the court that the Crown needed to secure additional information before proceeding with a trial against the defendant. It was also revealed that full disclosure of all relevant documents had not been made on the defense at the time. Lewis pleaded not guilty to all the charges when they were read to him by Senior Magistrate Tamia Richards. He is represented by Attorney-at-Law Stephen Daniels. He remains on $60,000 bail signed with 2 sureties and was instructed to have no contact with the VC or third parties associated with the VC as part of his bail conditions. He was also asked to report to the East End Police Station on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. The matter is set for report on September 27th. Allegations read by Principal Crown Counsel Tiffany Scaffliff stated that the virtual complainant is a child of 13 years of age and the accused and the family of the VC are friends. It is alleged that on a Saturday in the latter weeks of April, the accused had a conversation with the VC's father and asked if he could assist him at work where he is an IT specialist at a security firm. The father reportedly agreed and the accused picked up the VC from his home with his private vehicle and took him to a residence in the area of Mount Healthy. While at the residence, the accused allegedly indecently assaulted the VC. About 2 days after, the minor allegedly had a conversation with the accused while he was at school. As a result, the accused allegedly went to the school and signed out the VC during lunch hours and took him back to the residence at Mount Healthy and allegedly assaulted the VC before taking him back to school. The incident was allegedly repeated the day afterwards around the same time. The incident was allegedly repeated again several days later and the accused was said to have allegedly assaulted the VC and enticed him to perform other acts of gross indecency. Allegations further stated that on a weekend following the initial incidents, the defendant contacted the victim's father once again for the child to go to work with him and the father reportedly agreed. The victim was reportedly taken to defendant's Lambert Beach apartment where he was allegedly assaulted and enticed to perform gross acts of indecency by the defendant. The acts were allegedly repeated at the same location by the accused. On June 11th, the brother of the victim told his parents that he saw the victim leaving with the accused at lunchtime and reportedly told his parents that it was a usual occurrence for the accused to collect the victim at lunch. The victim's father reportedly had a conversation with his son and the victim told him certain things. A complaint was later made to the police. A detective met the accused in the area of Road Town and told the accused of the report against him before cautioning the defendant. He reportedly replied, "I'm aware of it." You are watching Caribbean Affiliate News. Stay tuned.
Government say it's all about the food. August the 10th. Foreigners welcome to the land of oil dung. Beers and strong rum, girls hot and can done.
Tell them it's how we did. Tell them it's how we did. Tell them it's how we did. Master, we all and dead. Tell them it's how we did. Tell them it's how we did. Tell them it's how we did. They. When I'm drinking rum and I'm ringing iron, it's how we did. I'm beating bucket every.
It's all about the food. Oil Dung Fest, August 10th, Lamperman, and in the place.
Hey, excuse me, if you see me smiling, that's 'cause I'm chilling on Total Caribbean Network. This your boy Wyclef Jean, man, and I'm chillin', man. Total Caribbean Network. Man, I love their style. Whoa, 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 whoa.